This is A.6. The student will graph linear equations and inequalities in two variables, determining slope of a line given an equation or the graph or 2 points on the line. Slope will be described as rates of change, positive, negative, 0, or undefined, and writing the equation of a line when given the graph of a line, 2 points of the line, or slope and a point. Okay, so all about slopes and graphs. Remember, positive, negative, 0, undefined. 0 and undefined. 0 is a horizontal line with a y equals equation, and undefined is a vertical line with an x equals equation. Okay, first example, find the slope of the line passing through the given points. We can just set up a racetrack or formula. 4 minus 1 is 3, 5 minus 1 is 4, and we get C. Remember, you can also use your calculator to double check. So in list 1 you put the x values, you put 1, and then the corresponding y value is 1. Then put 5, and corresponding y value is 4. And then do linear regression, and it'll tell you the slope is 0.75. So feel free to do both to double check. Okay, what is the slope of the line 5x plus 8y equals 32? Remember, this is standard form, so there's no way to tell the slope until you put it in slope-intercept form. So always subtract the x term, get 8y equals negative 5x plus 32, then divide by 8, y equals negative 5x plus 4. It's just asking for the slope. Remember, that's the coefficient of the x. So it is b, negative 5 over 8. Okay, this one's a little bit different. This says the function is shown on the grid. Plot 2 points to create the graph of the line that represents f of x plus 4. Now, all it's going to do is shift this graph up 4 units. So the y-intercept is going to go from 1 to 5. Okay, and if you find another point, like 2, 4, for example, would go up to 2, 8. Because it's going to have the same slope, it's just shifted up 4 units. Now, you're not going to draw that in, you're just going to plot the points. There's a couple other points on here that would work as well. Those are just 2 examples. But make sure that if you see something like this, plus 4 just means, shift up 4, don't change the slope. And if you see something like minus 5 or minus a number, you're going to shift it down that many units. Okay, which most likely represents the graph of 2x minus 1 equals 2? One thing you could do is check for x and y intercepts. If you make y 0, your x-intercept has to be 1. And if you make x 0, your y-intercept has to be negative 2. Okay, so that's only going to work with A. What we can also do is put it in slope-intercept form. So you end up with, if I want to add y and then subtract 2, I get y equals 2x minus 2. So it has to cross the y-axis at negative 2, which is only true of A and C, but then it has to have a positive slope of 2. Okay, what is the equation of the line passing through the points? Now, the fastest way to do this would be to put it in your list 1, put 6 and negative 2, and in your list 2, put 7, negative 5. Again, make sure the points line up, and do linear regression, and it will find the equation of the line. We can also do it algebraically, though, so I'll show you that as well. First thing we need to do is find the slope. So I get negative 5 minus 7 over negative 2 minus 6. That's negative 12 over negative 8. which becomes positive 3/2. So that's our slope. So now y equals 3/2x plus b. To find b, remember I'm going to plug in one of the points. 6, 7 might be easier. Or actually -2 might be easier. Either way, doesn't matter. So 7 equals 3/2 times 6 plus b times 6 gives you 18 divided by 2 is 9. So 7 equals 9 plus b. Subtract 9 from both sides, and b is -2. So the final equation of your line would be y equals 3/2x minus 2. Now, if you did that by hand, I would go ahead and do this in your calculator just to double check that you got the right answer. Okay, a line passes through the point -3, 2 and has a slope of 1/3. Which of the following point also lies on the line? Now, if you're someone who really likes to use a calculator, one thing you can do is go through and try the different combinations to see which gives you a slope of 1/3. Okay, so you could type in -3, 2, and then just keep changing it out. Try -2, 5, try 5, 6, try -9, 1. And then when you try 6, 5, that's the only one that gives you a slope of 1/3. The algebraic way we learned to do this was to solve for b and then plug in the point and see if it makes it true. So I can use the original point of -3, 2 to solve for b. -3 times 1/3 is -1. Add 1 to both sides, you get b is 3. So the equation of the line is 1/3 x plus 3. Then if I plug in 6, 5, 1/3 times 6 is 2, plus 3 is 5. So this is the only point that makes that equation true. But again, if you like the calculator, that's fine. Put the original point in and see which point gives you a slope of 1/3. Okay, which is the equation of the line with slope of -1/2 and y-intercept of -4? This is just straightforward. Put it in slope-intercept form, see which one matches those. So I'm going to start with D actually. Subtract x from both sides, and you get 2y equals -x minus 8. Divide by 2, and you get y equals -1/2 x minus 4. Y-intercept of -4, slope of -1/2, so it is D. Now, we could double check all of the other ones. For example, A, if we subtract x from both sides, we get -2y equals -x plus 8. Divide by -2, you get y equals +1/2 x and minus 4. So notice, very close, but you have to remember that negative divided by a negative becomes +1/2. Okay, and then again, we could check the other ones, but D would be the correct answer. And that's it for this one.